All right, it's 6 o'clock. I think we should get started. Super excited to be here. Who am I? I think as I said, my name is Manish. That's how you say it. I really believe that your passion defines you and your attitude helps you learn and grow. I strongly believe in that. I never professionally got a computer science degree, but I became a games programmer. My passion towards games and my attitude in when I learned it really helped me grow. I never got a professional degree in product or business, but I am a successful product and business executive. I'm a mechanical and aerospace engineer by education, but of course, PM by profession. I worked across in different companies and different roles, all the way from being programmer to BD sales, but product management is where my heart is and I enjoy it. And in order to tackle all those complexities, a PM today has to wear multiple hats. What are those hats? You have to be a technologist, you have to be a business development manager, you have to be a partnership manager, you have to be a marketing manager. These are all sort of around cross-functional aspects that are bleeding into product management. And in other words, product management is becoming a CEO of a product. First things first, you need tools and techniques, no doubt about that, right? As a part of what is essential for PM, there are some basic tools and techniques that a PM needs to know to perform her or his function as part of the full product management lifecycle. Through our class, we will go into each of those in detail. Product manager, a role or a title. And I do want to say that product manager, you should treat it as a role. You could be an engineer, you could be a business development person, you could be a marketing person, but you could act and apply yourself as a product manager. The story of customer ignorance. This is not new. This is very dear to my heart. And you'll know why. So Blockbuster, a big hit retail store, millions of customers, massive marketing budget, and efficient operations, right? You walk in, you look through the DVDs rack, the movies rack, you select what you want, you walk away. What a fantastic experience. You go in, you have the option, you feel like a king walking through the aisles, you pick up what you want and you get it. Yet they had a business model that had weakness, right? It earned enormous amount of money by charging its customer for late fees. Companies' profits were highly dependent on penalizing its own customers. How bad is it? Oh my God. Those late fees comprise 70% of companies' profits. Can you imagine, like, you are earning because you are penalizing your customers? Amazon, oh my God, Amazon and Jeff Bezos, the first thing he says is the most important single thing is to focus obsessively on the customer. Our goal is to be Earth's most customer-centric company. I love that when your CEO walks in with that vision, you know he's a product manager at heart, right? I mean, any successful company of this generation is with this motto. So in summary, I feel like the blockers in designing great products, right? You're starting out, you could sometimes get into product complexity paradox. You're overcomplicating a simple problem. You could get into a closed-mindedness where you're too emotionally attached to a single solution that you're not thinking about what alternatives do exist, what else I can build, right? Scott gave a good example of how he was able to build another solution for the same problem. How do you resist, if you're resisting from evolving, right? If you're losing sight of changing times, changing circumstances, it could be internal, it could be external. You might have to pivot to a different problem or a different solution based on that. You could shy away from making a great product. So this is the space pen. I don't know how many of you are mechanical engineers, but the first thing that I saw was like, oh, there's a bolt and there is a a pressure chamber and a click that starts the pressure, putting pressure, and it essentially is a replication of a standard pen, a ball pen that you use, but how to use it in space where there's no gravity. When you're using it in a real world, in Earth, there is gravity that is pulling down the ink. But in these space use cases, you need something that pressurizes and is pushing the ink forward in lack of that gravity. So the legend has it that NASA spent millions of dollars designing a space pen, a pen that an astronaut can write on a paper where is no gravity. And the legend also says is Russia, or Russians on the other hand, solve the same problem by using a pencil. So you have these three risks. Based on those, you are creating a raw product that customers need, and the product that you can build and be successful at, right? So it's a minimum aspect of it, and there's a viable aspect of it. When you bring those together, that's a minimum viable product, right? A minimum viable product is not just functional aspect of it, right? You have to build, it's a cross section of everything that you need in order for the product to be usable by the customer. So building just functional piece is not going to be successful for at all, right? You need to build a viable product that is minimalistic and have an iterative thinking around such that a new product version builds on top of what you built earlier and based on the customer feedback. Importance of success metric. Let's go through with an example, right? So Facebook is, of course, one of the most successful social platforms today, right? But how do you know as a business if Facebook is doing good or not? I mean, there's a lot of considerations, right? There's external pressures like investors and press and media, even government for that matter, pushing them to do the right thing. There's internal needs, like employees want something, there are costs, there are profits that you have to achieve, and those are important as well. There are a lot of pressure from consumers. They need the right content, they need the engagement, right features, privacy, all those aspects. And of course, the business, the promotion, the sales, the meeting the targets, all those are important, right? It is now become so important in the industry that there is a separate role for product manager that they call as growth product managers, right? And in short, a growth product manager is responsible for leading sort of these experimentations we talked about and really data-driven decision-making. And in an organization to drive products to meet, whatever their goals are for next level of scale, impact, or profitability that we just talked about. Presentation, in my opinion, presentation is one of the biggest aspects as a product manager that is important for you. You will be going in and pitching your ideas, your product, your decisions to larger audience or even individuals and execs. And I think that form, in my opinion, is more prioritized over the rest of the forms of communication.
And so how do you define your success, right? How do you achieve it? How do you measure it? Believe it or not, you already have learned through this class how to get it. And yes, it is about product management, managing your own life.
So again, appreciate your time. Thank you very much. And I'll see you all next week.